Emily Dickinson once said, "To live is so startling, it leaves little time for anything else." And why seasonal eating? Because food tastes best when it's in season, doesn't it? Do you ever eat a tomato in February?
Unfortunately.
Right? They don't taste good. Tomatoes in July taste good. They come in all shapes and sizes and flavors. It's like sunshine doing a dance in your mouth, right? I read somewhere that we have 10,000 taste buds. I think we need to use all of them. And you're getting in the kitchen and you're digging out that carrot peeler and you're learning to zest a lemon, because that is where the learning really happens with eating healthy. We gotta be willing to get in the kitchen. I am a much better version of me. I'm a much better Heidi when I'm practicing yoga, when I'm on my yoga mat. But I was tense and I was stressed and life was busy and fast and I couldn't find my yoga mat. So I went on this search to find my yoga mat. And I found it in the storage room in my basement, right? How did that happen? So I got my yoga mat out of the storage room and I threw it in the car, hoping to make it to a yoga class. And in the weeks that follow, we moved that yoga mat a lot. We moved it for the groceries, we moved it for the backpacks for school, we moved it for the kids we brought home from school with the backpacks. And one day my son said to me, "Mom, what's with the yoga mat? We keep moving it everywhere." I said, "Well, I put it in the car because I was hoping to get to a yoga class." He said, "And Dad and I were talking. We think you could use a yoga class." Right? So this is what I did. Here's what I did. I went in the house. I looked up their website online. I found the yoga class that worked in my schedule, and I put it on the calendar. And you know what? I made it to yoga class. Here was my lesson. Hope didn't get me to yoga class. Making a date with myself did. We gotta make a date with ourselves. It's so important. Our bodies need to move. Your wonderful, beautiful body needs to move. How much do we need to move? When I stepped out of treatment, my stepdaughter, who I adore, invited me to do a half marathon with her, to run a half marathon. Now I'm a runner, but I'm not a marathoner. I'm not a competitive runner. I think I run mostly because I like to be out. And so I said, "No, thank you, but no." And then she called me the next week. "Come on, let's do it. You can do it. You've got a friend who lives in Nashville. She runs a country music marathon. It's in Nashville. We can stay with her." I stopped answering my phone. She started texting me, right? So she got to me in a weak moment. I agreed, I'm gonna do this half marathon. I signed up. So I started training. For me, who knows nothing about training for a marathon, that meant I added a little bit of time to each run. Every day, a little bit more, 5 more minutes, 4 more minutes. Just slowly, every week. Little bit more to each run. I started adding more runs to my days, right? And I noticed something. I started getting stronger, and it got easier to run some of these distances. And this little "I can do it" voice in my head got louder and bigger. And the next thing I knew, I'm standing in a street in downtown Nashville with 30,000 people. It's the biggest half marathon in the country. And Courtney right by my side. And with that, the gun goes off. And we start running. And so we're running, and a couple miles into it, I realize I'm holding her back. She's half my age. I say, "Go, go. I will see you at the finish line." And so she took off. And I was running, and the birds were singing, and the bands were playing at every mile marker. It's the country music half marathon. And people are yelling out from the side of the road. And somewhere along the 8-mile marker, someone yells out from the side of the road, "It's a great day to be alive." And in that moment, with all my heart, I understood the meaning of those words. I was experiencing fully all that life has to offer. I signed up for treasured moments that I might have with Courtney. But what I realized is they are all treasured moments, aren't they? So, invite the people to your tables, because there is nothing more wonderful than to sit around a table of fresh, wholesome food in season, the kind that's going to nourish our bodies with the people that we love most, our families and our friends. This is nourishment. This is where we feel. This is mindful living. One healthy choice at a time. Thank you.